The 27th of November. Thank you so much for making time for the program tonight. This is Look Up Weekend. My name is Brian Amwai. Now it is time for us to bring you up to date with the news making headlines, not just here in the country, but across the globe. These are the top stories tonight. Tonight on Look Up Weekend, national examinations finally begin on Monday for grade 6 and standard 8 candidates.
The route to administration is solid, it is focused on service delivery and will not be distracted by propaganda, by innuendos and things that do not make sense before the people of this country.
No tension at State House. Gachagua now blames it on the opposition. Also tonight,
nasikia kuna briberies. I've not witnessed myself, lakini pia kuna votes. Pia votes zimekatwa 3.
Ex-MP William Kisang wins UDA ticket for Elgeyo Marakwet as Chege Njuguna bags UDA ticket for Kandara by election. And
we are not here for the manifesto of William Ruto, the president. We are looking at what is disturbing Kenyans.
Lobby group wants an amendment to the constitution to stop the serving deputy president from vying for presidency. All right, now be sure to engage us on our socials. That is at Amwai Brian on Twitter, at Lookuptv. The hashtag to use tonight is Lookup Weekend. Our sign language interpreter is Josephine Ouko. Now, the Kenya Certificate of Primary Examinations and Kenya Primary School Education Assessment are set to begin tomorrow across the country, with grade 6 students sitting for the first time ever national examinations under the competency-based curriculum. Yan Keitani now reports.
After preparations were completed, Class 8 students and Grade 6 candidates are set to sit for the national examinations starting tomorrow. According to the National Examination Council, at least 3 million Class 8 candidates will undertake their mathematics, English and composition papers on Monday the 25th. On Tuesday, the candidates will sit for their science, Kiswahili and Insha papers before wrapping up their exams on Thursday by doing the social studies and religious education examinations. Close to 1.6 million grade 6 candidates will also begin the exams tomorrow, being the first batch to sit for the national examinations since the start of the CBC program. The candidates will kick off the exams by sitting for the mathematics and English papers on Monday, before undertaking the integrated science and Kiswahili papers on Tuesday. On Wednesday, the candidates will sit for their creative arts and social studies papers. Unlike in the KCPE exams, where candidates are rated out of 100%, the KPCEA will account for only 40% of the final score. The other 60% will come from the classroom-based continuous assessment test conducted in grade 4, 5 and 6 respectively. This comes at a time when stakeholders are urging the government to ensure security is beefed up in all the areas prone to attacks, to ensure students sit for the exams under a safe environment.
PeaceNet tutaendelea kushirikiana nao kwa karibu na kusaidia penye tuwezalo, manake kama venye watu wengi ambao walikuwa kwa mkutano wamesema, bila amani maendeleo haiwezi kupatikana. So kama tunataka tulete maendeleo hapa, lazima sisi wote tujitolee, tupiganie hiyo amani, tuilinde hiyo amani.
Yan Keitani, Lookuptv.
Now, away from that, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has reiterated that President William Ruto's administration is solid. While speaking at Sitam Church in Karen, the DP accused the media of spreading rumors against the government. Gachagua also condemned the Azimio leader Raila Odinga on allegations that he tends to mobilize Kenyans for street demonstration. Shada Kareria now reports.
In what seems as the return of the after-election campaigns, The government now seems to be ready to respond to any comment from its opposition. Speaking at the CTAM in Karen, Nairobi County, where he attended a church service in company of President William Ruto, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, while responding to claims which alleged there is tension in State House, Gachagua accused the media of spreading propaganda against the government, the DP assuring that Ruto's administration is solid, stating that there is no beef between him and the president as alleged.
Ruto administration is solid, it is focused on service delivery and will not be distracted by propaganda, by innuendos and things that do not make sense before the people of this country.
Gachagua also defended the government approach on the fight against the banditry attacks.
He needs your prayers. And the people who are trying to stop him have not given up.
The DP also took swipe at Azimio leader Raila Odinga, accusing him of planning to mobilize Kenyans for street demos, the DP asking Kenyans to ignore such motives.
The same people are asking the people of Kenya to go back to the streets because Parliament is doing its work and is an independent institution. If they want the people of Kenya to go to the streets, they must lead by example. Because these people who want our children to go to the streets have organized and arranged for their children to go and serve in the East African Legislative Assembly in Arusha.
On his part, President William Ruto stated that the country is making steps away from the politics of ethnicity, hate and divisions.
And we have walked away from the politics of ethnicity and hate and division. I am truly proud that Kenya is making strides in the right direction. My deputy has said there is a bit of noise, but you know, this is, everybody is doing their job, I think. I think the opposition is doing their job.
Shadrack Kareria, Lookuptv.
This nationwide.
Now hangs in the balance as the National Assembly is divided right in the middle on whether it should be ousted or not. Now, the opaque force ouster has been a subject of debate in the political arena and the corridors of justice, with the ongoing proceedings at the National Assembly's Justice and Legal Affairs Committee hanging by a thread after a petition was filed at the High Court seeking orders to stop the hearing. It is a process that was initiated by 4 petitioners, David Ndwiga, the Republican Party, Geoffrey Langat and Owo Steve, who accused Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Vice Chair Juliana Cherera and Commissioners Francis Madenge Wanderi, Irene Masit and Justus Nyang'aya of violating the Constitution. A process that has the political class divided, with the Kenya Kwanza team calling for the ouster of the 4 commissioners, while Azimio's side defending them. But what does the Constitution say about the removal of a commissioner?
A reading of Article 251 gives you reasons within which you can have a commissioner vacate office. One, if the commissioner has gone or acted against the law, either the Constitution or any written law. In this case, you look also at Article 6, Chapter 6 on integrity. So, and then gross misconduct. And there's also maybe issues of incapacity to mental inability. So, as much as they have security of tenure, the law provides a way in which a rogue, if I may use that word, a rogue commissioner, not only IBC commissioner, but any other commissioner or a holder of an independent office, there is that procedure that would be followed for them to be kicked out of office.
The petitions before JLAC are based on August 15th events when the 4 commissioners walked out of the Bomas of Kenya and distanced themselves from the presidential results, calling them opaque. The hearing of these petitions has seen the Kenya Kwanza government branded a regime out for revenge, bringing about a Twitter spat between the president and the leader of opposition, Raila Odinga. The opposition leader called on the 4 commissioners to boycott summons before JLAC, saying Parliament was usurping the role of a tribunal as its role was limited to summoning petitioners and deciding whether issues raised warrant setting up a tribunal.
Once Parliament has received the petition, then it is discussed in Parliament. And in this case, we have the JLAC, which is the issue falls within their mandate and their ambit. Once JLAC hears the petitioners and makes a recommendation that there are issues that have been raised that are of gross misconduct, that there is a violation of the Constitution and or written law, then the Parliament through JLAC would recommend to the President to form a committee. Now that committee or the tribunal is the one that now he has sits to listen to the petition proper.
The 4 embattled commissioners were set to plead their case in the ongoing JLAC hearings beginning Monday, November 28th, a process that could be hanging in the balance as a petition is filed in court stopping the hearing. According to Advocate Otieno Dianga, his petition seeking the removal of Independent Elections and Boundaries Commissioners Wafula Chebukati, Abdi Guliye and Moya Bolu was ignored. Dianga has accused the National Assembly of disregarding his petition and opting to act upon the current ouster hearing of the 4 IBC commissioners. Dianga argued that alienating his petition contravened the Constitution, which advocates for equity and non-discrimination. A part of his petition reads, and I quote, Article 10 of the Constitution establishes the rule of law, good governance, equality, human dignity, and non-discrimination as some of the principles of governance. I stand to be prejudiced if the removal proceedings are conducted without considering my petitions.
Actually, if I may take you back, Brian, there is also another petition by Juliana Chalela herself, because she went to court on Friday and said that under the rules of natural justice, no one can be condemned unheard. So she was given 4 days by the JLAC to appear before the panel, before JLAC on Monday. So she says 4 days are not enough. I have been engaged in other official duties. That means the court, if the court finds in her favor that she wasn't given ample time to respond, then we'll have probably stay orders, staying the proceedings, pending the hearing of the and determination of such petition.
Members of Parliament allied to the Kenya Kwanza, however, argue that they will bundle them out of office, saying the 4 failed the integrity test. Already, Azimio members of JLAC boycotted Thursday and Friday sessions after staging a walkout. Now, a family from Bahakunga village, Malava, in Kakamega County is seeking justice and answers and now wants the police to intervene and arrest the people who allegedly killed their son, who was an administration police officer, and dumped his body in Isiolo. Now, the body of the deceased was discovered 3 months after he went missing when he was traveling towards Mandera.
Sasa mtoto yangu vile alienda huko, akienda kumtafuta, akaenda tarehe, ilikuwa last Wednesday, kafika huko jioni. Wakamwambia it is late, wacha utaanza kumtafuta asubuhi. Sasa akalala, kuamkia asubuhi akaanza kumtafuta. Akamtafuta, akaenda hospitali, akamkosa. Akaenda vijijini vingine vya huko akamkosa. Sasa akasema sasa fungua mochari niende niangalie. Wakafungua mochari. Mara ya kwanza akaingia. Bila aliingia akasema alisikia uoga, kashituka akarudi nyuma. Tena akasema ni nini inanifanya? Sasa wakarudi huko mara ya pili. Kurudi huko mara ya pili sasa akajipea moyo. Akasema wacha niingie niangalie mtoto wetu. Bila aliingia tu hivi, akaanza kuangalia huko na huko. Kitu ya kwanza aliona jacket yake chini. Akasema si jacket ndiye alitoka nayo Nairobi. Kaangalia hapa mwili yenye iko next na jacket, akaona ni yeye. Amefura, ametungwa visu, ameharibika. Sura namtambua ni yeye, lakini viatu wamemtoa. Hana socks, anaonekana maskini ya Mungu.
Naona amewaja watoto wachanga na bibi yake mjane pato mchanga, pato umri yake kidogo. Serikali ifikirie vile inaweza kusa hii kulea hii familia yake.
Now, immediate former Marakwet West Member of Parliament William Kisang has trounced 20 other aspirants to win the UDS senatorial primaries for Elgeyo Marakwet County. And Chege Njuguna has been nominated as the UDA party candidate for Kandara constituency by-election. Now, Chege received 7,826 votes, beating 13 other aspirants. Grace Mureithi with the details.
In bruising battle to clinch the UDA ticket for the planned by-elections, Chege Njuguna floored other candidates to be nominated as the UDA party candidate for Kandara constituency by-elections after he garnered 7,826 votes. Chege trounced 13 other aspirants to clinch the ticket. The outcome didn't augur well with other aspirants who are now crying foul over massive irregularities of alleged mix-up in ballot papers and intimidation of voters by candidates during the election. The seat was declared vacant after the former MP Alice Wahome was named Cabinet Secretary for Water and Irrigation. The situation was the same in Elgeyo Marakwet County after former Marakwet West MP William Kisang bagged the UDA party ticket after winning the senatorial race.
I want to thank the Almighty God for the victory, and my campaigners and my supporters and all the team that worked throughout during this particular period, close to almost 2 months now.
Kisang has emerged the winner after beating Timothy Kipchumba, Jonathan Tanui and Cherotich Say, who tied at the second, third and further positions respectively, where he garnered a total of 28,136 votes, defeating 20 other aspirants.
They're all loyal party members of UDA, and we were very many actually. 21 of us showed interest to serve the county of Elgeyo Marakwet County as the senator. It means everybody was very keen to be a servant of the people.
However, given that candidates who lost out on the chance assert that the elections were not free and fair, these results have not been well received.
Yesterday's elections were not well done. It was even better, the one for April nominations. Because in April nominations, before general elections, we saw askaris manning the polling stations, even if it was NYS. We saw enough ballot papers that time. But yesterday was very embarrassing because in my backyard, voters came in large numbers. Around 3 p.m., no more ballot papers. And it means that the people who came and went back home never had their say in this politics.
After previous Senator Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen was named Kenya Kwanza government's Minister for Roads, the Elgeyo Marakwet Senate seat was declared vacant. Grace Mureithi, Lookuptv.
All right, now we are due for a fast break here on the program. We'll be back with more, including matter sports, so don't go too far. Continue engaging us on our socials. That is at Amwai Brian on Twitter, at Lookuptv. The hashtag to use tonight is LookUpWeekend. Tell us where you're watching us from and what you think about the stories that we are running today.
The new Kasarani Sportsview Hotel is a state-of-the-art hotel located along Isipa Road off the modern Thika Superhighway. Enjoy well-equipped comfortable halls and boardrooms accommodating up to 1,000 people. We have elegant, spacious and well-appointed rooms with several types to choose from to meet your needs. Feast on well-marinated nyama choma at the Nyama Choma Ranch and a variety of other a la carte and buffet options. Our health club consists of the gym, steam bath, sauna, aerobics and swimming. Kids' activities include a bouncing castle, train, swings, trampolines, among others. Bring to life the event of your dreams at our beautiful events gardens with a capacity of up to 3,000 people. For more information, call us on 0111024700. The new Kasarani Sportsview Hotel. Country tranquility in the city.
Haiso Properties Limited bado tunakutangazia Lanet Oasis Nakuru City. Ploti hizi ni za 50 by 100 na ni mita 500 tu kutoka kwenye barabara ya lami. Lanet Oasis kuna maji na stima, barabara za maram na ni karibu na shule ya Anesta Boys. Eneo hili lina usalama wa hali ya juu. Ploti ya 50 by 100 tunakuuzia shilingi milioni 1.6 na hii ndio fursa ya mwisho na bei hii. Tutembelee ofisi zetu hapa jijini Nakuru Tower 1 Building, orofa ya 3 au wasiliana nasi kupitia nambari 0758 707 050 au tuma neno Lanet kwa nambari 21404. Haiso Properties Limited, a culture of trusts.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
All right, now thank you so much for staying with us here on the program. Moving on, a lobby group dubbed Linda Ugatuzi has begun the process of amending the constitution to block the deputy president from vying for presidency immediately after their term of office. Now this, they say, will also apply to deputy governors and governors. The group, which has already conducted public participation, has identified close to 30 clauses in the constitution that need to be amended in order to give the country quality governance. The clamor for constitution amendment is again making its way back to the corridors of politics, as lobby group Linda Ugatuzi, led by governance expert Fred Ogola, now want an amendment to the constitution to stop the deputy president from ascending to office immediately after the end of their term. Ogola argues that it is unhealthy and that a country needs some grace period. The group has also identified close to 30 clauses in the constitution that need to be amended for the people of Kenya to get quality governance.
It is this clamor for good governance, this task for good governance, this thing that won't let us sleep, that has given birth to Operation Linda Ugatuzi, which seeks to advance the implementation of good governance. It's a call to amend the Constitution so as to give it the governance framework which it lacks for the welfare of all of us. This question, the answer is already given. To close the windows that the opportunity for corruption which prosper is checked so that good governance and its resultant benefits may be achieved.
Ogola and his team are on a mission to ensure there is proper governance in the country and distribution of resources through revenue allocation, CDF and World Development Fund.
To legislate. You legislate how? You cannot even win an election. Remember that this parliament have gotten the highest returnees because of CDF. So we are trying to empower MCA. Do you know why? Because if you have a governor and you are an MCA, if you oppose him in the National Assembly, there will be no development activity in your ward so that you don't get re-elected. These are things I've seen. You know, I'm a governor and I tell you it has to work that way. Then secondly, if they do development activities, what they'll do, they will not mention your name. In fact, they'll come to launch the day you are not there, so that you don't get re-elected. So we are giving them powers to do that.
With corruption being at the center of all that's doom in the country, the Linda Ugatuzi Group seeks to have independent officers established to deal with the corruption at the county level and also arm the existing ones.
Amending the constitution. And actually these are proposed amendments. Lastly, we believe once we do these things, we shall give those institutional bodies powers to do. For example, Youth Commission will do what we want. Health Commission will do what is required. EACC will prosecute anybody who has stolen money because now they don't have prosecutorial power. So we are giving them power. So if they fail, we can now tell them you failed. But if you tell EACC they have failed to prosecute corruption, they tell you they don't have those powers. So we are giving them powers to do what they need to do. Then,
to get good governance, the group seeks to have basic academic qualifications for people seeking leadership positions. The group is confident that their proposals will see the light of day as it is backed by a majority of Kenyans.
This, therefore, is the first of a kind, driven by the people of Kenya directly, both professionals and non-professionals. For the sovereign and inalienable rights belong to we the people, as the Constitution asserts in the preamble. May I invite those who have been trying to drive the amendments through Parliament or other means to join Operation Linda Katiba.
On Monday, the Linda Ugatuzi team will launch the 1 million signature collection drive after carrying out public participation. Brian Amwai, Lookuptv, Nairobi. Now, trouble detected as the Kenyan national sevens side Shujaa decried financial constraints ahead of the 2022 Dubai Sevens slated for Friday, 2nd of December in the United Arab Emirates. A number of Shujaa stars, including Willie Mbaka, shared links on their social media platform